Okay, Avengers Endgame spoiler review. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the film, definitely watch it, get it out here, and come back later or watch my non spoiler video. But seriously, there's a lot of stuff I gotta talk about here. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but let's get to it. So, of course, films open up. Hawkeye, his family, loses them thanks to the snap, which obviously we knew was gonna happen, but I wasn't expecting for it to be the opening scene. But that had to happen just because pretty much what Hawkeye the character's pretty much become in this film. So that's what pretty much what triggered him to become like Ronin. Of course, after that we see Nebula and Tony in space rescued. We knew it was gonna be Captain Marvel was gonna rescue him. Come on, seriously, rescue. Who else is saying Valkyrie and Core, Ravagers? Now, come on, Captain Marvel was the one that made most sense. And yeah, one thing I have to say, I was a bit worried because I thought Captain Marvel was gonna be in most of the film. If you see my Captain Marvel review, I have nothing against Brie Larson, but the character of Captain Marvel, I don't like her. I like her in this movie. But I didn't like the character back when I first saw the film. Not anymore. I like her now, but I used to hate the character. But yeah, if you're like worried that Captain Marvel's gonna be most of the film, she's barely in it. The focus throughout the original six. That's good. Of course, pretty much they track down Thanos, who's pretty much in the garden, his planet. Pretty much just destroy the Infinity Stone, so they can rebirth they can pretty much rebirth what happened, and Thor kills him. He cuts off his head, cuts off his hand to get the Infinity Gauntlet, and that's something I was expecting. Because I saw that, I'm like, so where the heck do we go from? We're now in this film. They pretty much killed off Thanos. What's next? Then we see Professor Hulk, like the 5-year time skip. We see Professor Hulk. Pretty cool character. Again, we knew it was gonna happen because the figures, the leaks. But Professor Hulk looks really good, like the CGI and character. Really like the character what they did with him. Then of course, like we mentioned, we're pretty much bringing the team back together because like they know what they have to do, time travel. And then Hulk and Rocket go see Valkyrie and like looking for Thor. And something's off about Thor. He's fat now. I know a lot of people are pissed off about this, but I freaking love Fat Thor. So freaking hilarious. Because you're not expecting Fat Thor to be here. They also see Korg and Meek, they're back playing Fortnite. Seriously, anyone found that joke funny? Because I didn't. That's pretty much one of the lamest jokes in the film. But they had the crossover thing right now, so I guess it was obligatory to do a freaking Fortnite joke. And seriously, Fortnite is still popular, like, after 5 years? Like, seriously? Anyways, after that, we see Black Widow going after Hawkeye, now Ronin. I freaking loved Hawkeye as Ronin. I loved him, love what did the character here. This is definitely the best we've seen of Hawkeye in these films. Then after doing some tests, some funny jokes, some not so funny jokes, they finally time travel. And we actually go revisit the first Avengers film. We've seen the leaked photos. We know that was gonna happen. So Hulk, Cap, Iron Man, and Ant-Man go battle New York. As Cap, Iron Man, and Ant-Man go up to the Tesseract and the Mind Stone, which was in Loki's scepter, and Hulk goes after the Time Stone, which actually we see Ancient One, because obviously Doctor Strange wasn't Doctor Strange at this time. And you know, you've been following this channel, you know I love Doctor Strange, so I freaked out when I saw Ancient One. Because I was kind of expecting her to show up, but then I was like, nah, they're probably not going to show her up. And then she shows up, and I'm freaking out. I love the character. So just seeing Ancient One again, just really awesome. Then we see some other familiar faces from Captain America Winter Soldier, Rumlow, and what's his name, Sidwell. We see Captain America getting an elevator filled with people. I seriously was expecting, before we start, does anyone gonna get out? I was expecting him that, but instead what we got was better. Hell Hydra. That's perfect. But of course, it's not over. That's the last we see of Cap. We see Captain America fighting his past self. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool fight scene right there. We see a cameo by Alexander Pierce. I love the character. Definitely really underrated MCU film villain. I loved him. So it's awesome seeing him again. Then, of course, a mess happens, and Loki ends up escaping with the Tesseract. So I'm like, does that even have like any repercussions in? And like, the time travel? I'm confused with Loki stuff right now. Maybe that's gonna be like for a Loki show, I don't know. But I'm confused with that. Anyways, Thor and Rocket, they go to Asgard, like Thor Dark World. We see Frigga and Jane again. Really emotional scene right there. Then Nebula, War Machine, Black Widow, and Hawkeye go to Morag from the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. Of course, when they get there, they split up. Nebula and War Machine stay there while Hawkeye and Widow go to Boromir, which was the planet from Infinity War, where the Soul Stone was. And obviously, you knew one of them was gonna die. I was actually expecting Hawkeye to die, because, like, you could pretty much just... It would have made sense, because, like, it would have pretty much just finished his arc right there if he wasn't the one to sacrifice. But no, it's actually Widow. First time I freaking cried in the film, because I cried a lot. Because Widow, just like Iron Man, she's been since the beginning, so it's just emotional to lose this character and know that we can't get Widow back, because if Gamora didn't come back, then Widow can't come back. And then of course after that, Cap and Iron Man, they pretty much messed up with the Tesseract, so they end up traveling back to the events of I don't know a year, but it was like during the first Avenger, like the days where Shield was established. We see Stan Lee's cameo, possibly his final cameo. And I'm sorry, it really wasn't that good in my opinion. The Captain Marvel one was much better, because it was just so fast that we didn't really get to appreciate it. We see some more familiar faces: Howard Stark, Hank Pym. We see that Reno the Ant-Man helmet. That was pretty cool Easter egg right there. We see Jarvis from Agent Carter. I didn't watch Agent Carter, so I don't know about that. I just heard that. I'm probably gonna watch sometime. I don't know. But yeah, pretty much Iron Man and Cap managed to steal Tesseract. Then we get the back in Morag, Rhodey and Nebula. We see in another place Thanos, Nebula, and Gamora from that time. Rhodey gets a stone, but Nebula ends up captured. We see Ebony Maw again. I wasn't expecting to see him again in this film. Of course, everyone comes back. They're sad about what happened to Widow. But they got Infinity Stones, and Hulk uses Infinity Gauntlet, snaps everyone back. But just before we can celebrate, Thanos' ship arrives, the one from the past. So now you got this Thanos against the Big Three. Pretty badass fight. But the highlight of this fight, Captain America picking Thor's hammer. Yes, just yes.